thank you all for coming here, and thank you Feroz for inviting and organizing this program. Adani's story is too long. If we start to go one by one, we can speak on weeks. We can speak for weeks on this subject because the kind of businesses and the number of businesses and the number of companies in this group is too enormous that it's very difficult to cover the entire story in a few hours. So before starting to tell you that, I'll start by saying that Pranjota just said that I have a variable warrant. I'll start with that. One fine evening,
Dr. G.D. Parekh is amongst us, so thank you for being here. And okay, fine. Thank you. आपका आना हमारे लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है.
One fine evening, a couple of policemen walked into my house. I know I had an experience. Policemen coming into my house. I thought, what happened? He said, there's an arrest warrant. I said, what? Arrest warrant. From where? I said, I would like to see it. And first he refused. Then he showed me this arrest warrant. It was from a local court, Mansa Taluka Court in Gandhinagar district. I didn't know what was my right. Because if a summons is sent, summons should. Yeah, I mean actually I should have got a summons from the court. First, they will send a summons 1, 2, 3. If I am not appearing in the court, then they issue a warrant. First payable warrant, then a non-payable warrant. Here I never got any summons. So anyhow, I spoke to the lawyers and took a pay. Then we started we tried to find out what is it all about. Adani Group filed a case against me in 2021 August for defamation in Mansa. The court kept sending summons to an address that I used to leave once upon a time, and I never received it. So, what is this defamation? What is for what? They didn't find any articles of mine as defamation. So, what they could do is they collected a series of tweets, which I tweeted at different point of time, taking points from different articles. Few of them are my articles. There are other articles like from The Guardian, The Hindu, Indian Express, Sydney Morning Herald, and many international publications like that. Then when we got the actual petition, I said to myself, what is it then? Okay, how this is defamatory? Let me find out. Then I found most of these tweets are quotes and unquotes. One quote I tweeted exactly, quoted from the Hindu article and tweeted it in the link to the article. So what Hindu wrote in the article is not defamatory, but when RAVI Nair tweeted it, that became defamatory to Adani. So that is the case against me. Next, let us speak on the government's support to this particular group. As in interview, he just said, that Adani said, mehnat. Let me tell you, this is not Adani's mehnat. This is Modi's mehnat. That's the fact. Because he worked so hard to develop his group. We have hundreds of examples like that. Let me tell you one example with an Indian. He explained about the Godda power project. So this Godda power project, the initial talk started in 2015. The when Prime Minister Modi went to Bangladesh for the first time, in his official capacity as Prime Minister, he wanted to increase the economic cooperation between India and Bangladesh. So 2 MOUs signed. And that 2 MOUs were for 2 power projects. So initially it was like 2 Indian companies will invest $5.5 billion in Bangladesh. They will build the power stations there, thermal power stations, gas-fired power stations there, and produce electricity for Bangladesh. One MOU was signed by Chotabari and Reliance Power, and the other one was Adani Power. 3 months down the line, Adani Power's MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, changed out of the blue, and a new MOU was signed. This time, the MOU said that Adani will build a power station at a suitable place in India and will export the entire power generated there to Bangladesh. This is the first time this happened. Never happened in India because as per the rules, only those companies which are generating surplus power, because if they don't have a PPA, power purchase agreement with any of the utilities, and or beyond the limit of the PPA, whatever they have signed for the PPA, which is 100 megawatts, and they are producing 10 megawatts, they can export 10 megawatts. That is how it works. New power station altogether to export power to Bangladesh. Is India power surplus? No. Still we have power cuts. In rural India, still we have power cuts. Farmers are getting electricity for only a few hours for agricultural use in many places. In 2016, Adani applied to Raghubar Das government, then BJP government of Jharkhand, that they need some 2,000 acres of land for this power project. The government told Adani Group that they can organize 917 acres of land in Kota, Jharkhand. So the land acquisition for this particular project was very violent. Like land chindia, the farmers, they didn't want to vacate their land because the compensation was very minimal, and they didn't want to. There's an ancestor, a lot of tribals, farmers, corporate farmers, most of them were tribal. They didn't want to leave and vacate their land, but they were forced to. The government used power. Adani's people used force. Many people were jailed. Frivolous court cases filed upon them. The activists who were fighting for these farmers and tribals were put in jail for months. And after this, when the land handed over to them, the Jharkhand government changed a law. The law was this, that any power project which is based in Jharkhand and selling power outside the state should sell mandatorily 25% of the total production to Jharkhand itself. For Adani's project, this was changed. When we tried to find out, it's in public domain now. It was told that that should that this should be changed. In 2017, November 2017, Adani Power Limited signed the power purchase agreement with Bangladesh. The tariff section of the power tariff section of the agreement, it said in detail that there are a lot of things to be assumptions to calculate the tariff because the plan is not there. So they assumed that this will, they took the base price from the board, and these are the taxes, and these are the induced charges, So, and they calculated the power tariff. And remember the date, this was signed on 11th November 2017. And we saw the PPA. It clearly stated, the PPA clearly stated, the power tariff, the calculation, the assumption, they have assumed that in that assumption, they have accounted VAT, central excise, customs duty, service charges, service taxes, all the cess, levies, everything. Now there's a problem here. The PPA was signed on 11th November 2017. But on July 1st, 2017, the government changed the tax regime to GST. So there is no VAT. A lot of local taxes were made, and the tax slabs and the tax regime entirely changed. But the PPA still says it is local taxes and VAT. And Bangladesh government was not aware of this. As per the agreement, as per the terms in the agreement, any change in the assumption, the Adani power is liable to inform that in writing within 10 days to the Bangladesh government and Bangladesh power government, which didn't happen. That's one part of it. In 2019, prior to the general announcement to the general election in February, election announcement happened in March. So on 25th February, out of the blue, the Modi government declared that this particular power project is an SEZ, a special economic zone. It never happened like this in India. And in 2016, the same Modi government came out with a rule stating that no standalone power station should be declared or given the status of an SEZ, a special economic zone. He explained already that, Pandey explained that the special economic zones have different tax codes, actually country within a country. So, the SEZ rate, what it changed was that Adani doesn't have to pay a single penny in taxes to import the power equipment for the plant, any machinery. No tax at all, no import duty, nothing, no customs duty, nothing at all. And in SEZ, if you are starting a new business, you don't have to pay income tax for 5 years. And for the next 5 years, you have to pay only 50%. And from 10th year to 15th year, if you are drawing back from your profit, so you get 50% benefit. And PPA already states that Adani doesn't have to pay any tax in Bangladesh. So that means the government forcefully taken the land from farmers and tribes, tortured them, paid very minimal compensation in violation of the law. Given that to Adani is building a coal-powered thermal power station which will draw water from river Ganga. It will create enormous pollution there. It will sell electricity to Bangladesh at 3 times the rate what others are giving to, even NTPC is giving to selling power to Bangladesh. And won't pay any tax. मेहनत है ना? सोचो किसका मेहनत है? Now, when I said that they will draw water heavily from Ganga, there's a small story behind that also. When Adani submitted the application for environmental clearance for this particular project, it was mentioned that the water will be drawn from a river called Chiri. It's a small river in Jharkhand. And they will make a canal or a pipeline of around 6 kilometers, 7 kilometers to the planned area to draw the water. Nobody knows what's the reason this changed. Adani submitted a new proposal to the environmental ministry that they will be drawing water from river Ganga. So the environmentalists and the people who have knowledge about the subject said that this will create a lot of burden downstream, and this might endanger the lives of the Gangetic dolphins. Ganga is 93 kilometers away from the plant. For this pipeline, another set of land acquisition happened. The story is saying there. The story is saying there. Some people, some activists, filed a case on this, questioning this decision to the regional bench of national green tribunal in Kolkata. They said that, and that's the rule, that if anything changes in a submitted proposal for the environmental clearance, any change happened to it, a new study should be conducted and a new, completely new proposal should be submitted. That didn't happen. Here only one part was amended and said that we will be drawing water, not from Chiru but from Ganga. That's the only change they did, and they didn't do a new study, they didn't submit a new study report. How it is going to affect the environment and ecology. They didn't do that. The bench dismissed the petition. The first was a technical round. They said, you should have submitted this petition within 13 days of Adani giving that. Adani giving that application. Actually, everyone came to know about that much later, months later. That was one technical round. Second, the order says, and order questions the activist who filed the petition, what is your locus standi? You stay in Delhi. What is your locus standi to file a petition for Jharkhand? That's where we are. Now, let us go to another dynamic story. This time we will go to Sri Lanka. A lot of transshipment containers go there, it's a deep port. The employees started a protest and they halted the operations, completely halted the operations of the port and its terminals for 3 days. The reason was that the then Rajapaksa government decided to give one terminal, which was almost 37% and already constructed, to the Adani. So why Adani? That was the question. And we started an investigation. We interviewed a lot of people, including the Minister of Port and the Chairman of Port Authority. They told us on record that the Narendra Modi government forced the Sri Lankan government to give this port terminal, that is Eastern Container Terminal, to the Adani Group. And somebody told me on my face when I spoke to him, Adani must be a god for you, not for us, and we don't care. We will not let us go to Adani. Okay, everyone said it's on record that the Indian government forced, but still we can't go ahead, we need something, some solid proof, because the people who said, they said, if I recorded, they can backtrack anytime. They said that, okay, I said this, but he misrepresented anything else. Luckily, we got an access to a cabinet memorandum, not one, two cabinet memorandum, submitted by the Minister of Port to the Sri Lankan cabinet for the approval of this project, and it clearly stated, as per the recommendation of Government of India, to give this terminal to the Adani Group. That was enough. Matter number 2. Right? Let us come back to the Indian Permit Report. See, if we look into all the projects, it will be very big. It's too long. Rajendra missed few points, like in Adani's business. Last couple of years, Adani tried to venture into copper smelting plant. And, he already got the approval from the Environment Ministry that whatever the pollution, that's okay, fine. That's one. Second, and aluminium mine and refinery producer. The third, a coal gasification project. A coal gasification means coal is the basic fuel, and it's a tedious process and a very polluting project. We use coal to make PVC and polyester. Now decided that after the Second report came, when the capital expenditure was fewer, they put a hold on. They decided to hold the coal to gasification project. Let us think about the airports. And in 2019, July, the PMO decided, not the Aviation Ministry, the PMO decided to privatize 6 airports, which was then under the Airport Authority of India. If we go through the annual reports and the financials of the Airport Authority of India, that is AAI, these 6 airports were making the maximum profits, other than major airports, that is Delhi and where Airport Authority of India has 26 and 36% stake. So people thought, okay, Airport Authority of India will have a stake. It's a public-private partnership project. Then PMO decided to form a group of secretaries to take this project forward. The group of secretaries first met on December 10th. Second time met, this is in 2018. Second time met on December 12th. And 14th, they brought the tender. So this discussion happened in PPEAC, that is Public-Private Partnership Accounting Committee. There is a long discussion happened amongst the secretaries and media group. We got the minutes of the meeting, the original minutes of the meeting, and then we went to the shop. The terms were set in such a way Adani should fit in, and all airports should go to Adani. Right? The Finance Ministry, the Secretary of Finance, the Joint Secretary of Finance Ministry, who was part of the government, he pointed out in discussion that in the long run, Airport Authority of India will not benefit from this, because all the airports even till now privatized, where Airport Authority of India has a stake in that. Here you are saying per passenger fee. is the only criteria. The new operator who will in the bid, they will pay only per passenger fee, a certain amount for every passenger who is using the airport. And the developer will have the right to develop entire land of the airport authority of India. If the lands are less, more should be acquired by the government and give to this person or of this entity. And that person, that entity will keep the airport after the entity developing it for 50 years. Till now, all the airports like Mumbai, Hyderabad, Pandey, Delhi, 30-year lease. The 6 airports will go on a 50-year lease. Now, more bizarre thing, that after 50 years, if the developer have to give this back to Airport Authority of India, Airport Authority of India have to pay a certain amount. That is the depreciated value of the buildings and the assets. The entity which is operating this has been created. These issues were pointed out by the Ministry of Finance and media. The others already said that the group of ministers already discussed this, group of secretaries already discussed this, and it was their decision mentioned here, overruled. Same thing, next. This particular secretary of Finance Ministry, he said, and media have supported, media and a detailed report on this, saying that all 6 airports should not go to one entity. That will create a problem later. Because if the entity which is managing this airport, if it fails financially, it will affect not 1 but 6 airports. So let us not do this. Or no. If one person is capable of handling 6 airports, they will go to it. Right. Next. Only those who have experience in developing an airport, developing, managing and operating an airport should participate in the bid. If the entity who is participating or decided to participate in the bid doesn't have any experience, they can tie up with some other companies, international companies or Indian companies who have enough experience in development and operation and management of airports. Or no. December 14th, bid document came out. A week later, I think a month later, the bidders met. 26th, 25th Feb 2019, tenders opened. Adani won. All 6 airports, magic, out of the blue, overnight, become the largest private airport operator in India. And how Mumbai Airport went ahead, that everyone knows. Almost everyone knows that. One anonymous whistleblower wrote a letter to the Finance Ministry saying that GEK2 is misusing funds, which is meant for the development of MIA, Mumbai International Airport Limited. So Mumbai International Airport Limited is a consortium of 3 companies. One is supposed to be a 51% stake. The rest are the 2 South African companies. One is actually from South Africa, and another is that company is subsidiary from Mauritius, Big West. In 2019, after Adani won the bid for 6 airports, Adani approached one of his minority stakeholders, Big West, and told them And we are interested to take your stake in Nair. If you are ready to sell it, that's your issue. But in the initial agreement which is signed in 2006, there was a clause. The majority stakeholder holds the right, the first right to buy the stake if a minority stakeholder is selling it. So the arbitration started. Case went to court, Mumbai High Court, then Delhi High Court, two different cases, and it reached Supreme Court. Arbitration went on. Out of the blue, Ministry of Finance जाके एक whistleblower का letter आया था. Let us investigate. Income tax, ED, CBI. They filed cases against GD and started investigation. SFI.
Serious fraud investigation.
They filed cases. They raided the houses of GDK promoters, the Reddies. A couple of months down the line, now it is Adani Mumbai Airport Limited. Right? I can give you enough examples like this. I don't want to take much time because I think. Okay. Hindenburg report says a lot about Adani's offshore activities and the offshore transactions of Adani companies. How money is coming in, FDIs especially is coming into that. That's a very long topic, a long subject. So if we speak on that, I'll take hours. Instead of that, I'll tell you a small, it's also not a small story, but still I'll try to finish it in 5-10 minutes. Foreign portfolio investors and foreign investment, foreign institutional investors, that is FPIs, FIIs, invest money in India. What do you get? Everything. They keep investing in equity, buying stakes of these companies, not buy actually, they invest in these companies. When the share prices, if the company's fundamentals are good and it's earning enough profit, if the dividends are giving and if they feel that the share price of these companies will go up, they will sell it and they'll invest somewhere else. So it's a kind of cycle. In 2020, we found out that there are few FPIs, and before we do, FPIs never invest in one company or one group because that is, they can't hatch all the eggs in one basket. It's very tricky. Suppose if that company collapses or something happens, they'll lose money because the portfolio managers who handle the funds or the investment managers, they manage people's money. People give the money, invest the money. So they are responsible to the investors. They earn the profit, share the profit, and take a cut for themselves. Because investment funds, that's how they work. They pool in money. So we found out quite a few FPIs based out of Mauritius and some of them in Cyprus and in Singapore. Singapore. They keep investing in India and only in Adani group companies. So when we found out there is one entity called Al Investment Fund. It kept 98.7% of the total investment in Adani group companies. It's not possible. In normal circumstances, that's not possible. So we tried to find out more. We did an investigation and we found out 6 of them share the same address, office address. So have the same phone, 4 of them have the same phone number and fax number. And one company, these are actually managed by companies like, I don't know how to explain it. How do you explain this company? Like,
Yes, companies set up by auditors and lawyers.
Yes, yeah. These are actually these are not just companies. These are actually registered companies set up by lawyers and chartered accountants and professionals, banking professionals who are not working in the banking industry, but they help people to set up fictitious entities in tax accounts and route the money without coming into the light of law. Expertise in India, like I was saying. So,
they don't handle any operation.
yeah.
But they are not fictitious. They are registered.
No, they are registered. So they help to set up fictitious companies. That's what I said. So these companies, most of them, all of them, except one, have their money. More than 95% of their investment in the bank. One had around 93%. Mauritius is very notorious. We can't find out anything about the companies over there. We don't get the financials, balance sheet. We don't know even who are the directors and who are the actual owners. What we try to do is we use the method which is not been used before. It's called legal entity identification. AI. In AI, if you are lucky, you can find out the pattern organization and system. If you are lucky, they have given it. You got that. And it was there. 6 companies were related to one entity through a chain of entities. And the parent entity is registered in Mauritius, which is called Ponderosa Investment Holdings, Ponderosa International Holdings Limited, MIH Limited. He published it in July 2002. That's the same day. You can read it in Indian Public Board. All the details will be published. Is there. And this company, this Ponderosa, I find out that this Ponderosa has connections with few Indian fugitives. Sandesharas of Gujarat, who are in India, Nigeria, said to be in Nigeria, who did they got loan from the banks and just managed, just like many others. One is this. Second, DECODING THE ADANI. That is, the RAVI borders property. Another fugitive. SEBI said in 2021, after this reports were published, TMC parliamentarian Mahmoud raised these issues in Parliament. So the then MOS Minister of State for Finance told the Parliament that SEBI is investigating about these companies. And once the investigation is complete, we will share it. Now, after 1.5 years, we don't know what happened to the investigation. There is a report. Now the government is saying, SEBI will investigate. What happened to the previous investigation? There is a report. Now, in between, after last September, between September and October, in the time of 4 weeks, it was published by the newspapers, various newspapers. Gautam went to the SEBI headquarters. Normally this business tycoons, if the companies are listed, they never go to SEBI. When listed companies, promoters, do they visit SEBI and meet the chairman often? It is called for an investigation.
And they will keep the concerned officer.
Right. So here, the Nehru or Gautam went to SEBI headquarters, met the directors and had a discussion with the chairperson of SEBI. Not once, but twice. within a span of 4 weeks. Now, if SEBI is investigating the fictitious financial dealings of Adani Group companies, how can the SEBI chairperson, Mr. Gautam Adani, and now the government is saying that SEBI is investigating. Even today's Supreme Court order says that SEBI will investigate. So what happened to the previous investigation? There are the reports. What is the outcome? I would like to stop it here because we can go on with examples for so long. There are China connections, lot of things, but I don't want to touch upon there because. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ravi. This was an important reading story by Ravi today. Before you go, I have two announcements. One, please register yourselves. And the other is, every program requires some funding. So we require, and the program where we request you to donate generously. We have Ali and Yash who will come back to Africa back to you all and we request you to donate as you will. Non-Stasi also have Bhajan who Mumbai Congress President in India. Comrade Kako, who is the Central Committee member of the CPI is here. He has a brilliant figure. We require Dr. J.D. Parekh to say a few words. We will get the mic down to you. And you please speak.